everyone, it's Kiss time. All my subscribers know I'm a huge Kiss fan. Kiss Alive was my first album ever. I remember my sister buying it for me for my birthday and taking me to Kmart and buying this album and listening to it, and man, I wanted to play guitar. So I think with this song I have 3 more to do and I have the whole Alive album covered. Which is kind of my goal. I want to get that done. I'm kind of saving rock and roll for I think the 1000th video, but anyhow, we're going to get into Watching You. This song's, again, not very difficult, but it's damn well constructed. Ace's licks are just really great. It's cool to see how Ace and Paul play off of each other. You can definitely hear the difference between the two. I'm just going to speak to this as one guitar, and where there's a difference I will point that out. I've got my notes, I've uploaded them, and again with the video, like in verse 1, when they're doing octaves and you'll hear Ace come in with a couple chords, I've got that. It's really hard to tab out without doing them separately, and I didn't want to really do that, so I have them in red, but we'll speak to that when we get to that section. For this song, we're tuned to E flat, as all Kiss tunes are. So tune every string you have a half step down. Alright, the intro will go 4 times through, so what I'm going to show you will be played 4 times. 2, you'll hear Paul start the song solo, and then 2 will be with the bass and the drums joining in. But to start it out, what he's doing is, we're on the G. I'm just going to speak to these notes as normal notes, even though we're tuned down a half step. We're on the G note, so 3rd fret of the 6th string. We're going to hammer on 3 to 5 on the 5th string, and then we're going to hit 3 on both the 4th and 3rd string. Coming to 5 then on the 4th string. Then we kind of let that 5 in a little bit. And then there's a pull off, 5 to 3 on that 4th string, back to 5 on the 5th string. And then it starts again. So the second half of the intro measure will sound like this. Alright, so what we're doing there, rather than landing on the 4th string at 5 and holding it, we're going right into a pull-off. So the first half is the same. And then we pull off right away. Land on 5 on the 5th string. Then we do 2 pull-offs. We're going to switch positions to the 1st position, and we're going to pull off on the 5th string 3 to 1, and then the 6th string 3 to 1. Alright, so the whole second half together, slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do the whole intro lick 1 time through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, again, that will go 4 times through. Okay, so after the intro, which we went through 4 times, we're going to be into this like... Alright, it's only different there in the intro, and I'm going to speak to that and what the difference is, and I've written it out. But normally one measure of this is these licks repeated twice. The first one is basically hitting the 6th string at the 3rd fret to the 4th string, pulling off from 5 to 3, and then hitting 5 again. The second time, which again will make up half a measure, is just 2 pull-offs from 5 to 3. Alright, So we have this. That would be a full measure, all right? In that first measure, during the intro, Ace catches the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. And it's prominent enough that it really becomes a part of the song. So we have this. I'm going to go through that whole first measure of this lick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, it's the only time he does that. Every other time, that one measure that we just did will be done twice through. Alright, so the second half of it without the 3s, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're into the verse. So for the verse, it's basically an octave. It's going to be the 3rd fret of the 6th string, the 5th fret of the 4th string, with 2 chuckas between. So we just did it 4 times. That would be what Paul does. Alright, Ace does it 3 times and then plays a 3 to 5 power chord referencing A sharp to C. Alright, so Ace's part will sound like this. Alright, well underneath Paul does one more. Alright, I've seen them live and they just they're all over the place. They're going with the feel of this. But a live 2 is pretty steady with it. I usually combine the Paul and Ace part, which I did in my notes. So the Ace part is in red. So you got that, and you know the Paul part will just be one more 5. Okay. So after we do that verse, one set of 4, we're going to go right back into our, I'll call it the 3-5 pull off on the 4th string. Alright, and then we're back into another verse. After the second verse, the 4 times through with the octave or the 3 with Ace. Alright, we're going to do this. Now, it's very similar. That part is the same. The second part is the same. The third part repeats the second part. Okay, the reason is we're coming into the next lick, so we're getting the timing straight here. See how that repeats again? Again, this is in my notes. If you follow along, even if you're just playing with the song, you'll see how that all fits together. Alright, I'll take you into the chorus from that last 5-3 on the 4th string. Alright, we'll stop there. So our kind of introduction to the chorus will be 5-4-3 on the 4th string, same notes on the 5th string, and he's using a little bit of pinch harmonics. So let that pick kind of hold it close to your thumb so it catches the string after you pick it with the pick. If you don't, that's fine. And then we go to a C chord twice. Alright, at that point, we're going to change positions. We're going to reference the C chord by barring on the 4th through the 1st string is fine. And we're going to add on this suspended on the 6th fret of the 2nd string and the 7th fret of the 4th string. So it's 2 hits, but there's a little pause between it. and then we're going to go right to 5. All right, so let me do it from the C's, what we got so far. So we hit that 5 twice, referencing the C. All right, again, let's go from the whole note takeoff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, at that point we're going to do a little lick. We're going to be on the 5th string, hammer on 5 to 7, ending on 5 on the 4th string. We'll do the same thing on the 4th string to the 3rd string. Then we're going to hit a D chord. So we'll hit 5 and 7. And just like we did with the C, we're going to move up. Now we'll be at 7 and adding 9 and 10. I'm sorry, 8 and 9. 8 on the 2nd string, 9 on the 4th string. Alright, at that point, the next lick they do will be on the 4th string. So we're going to go basically just like we started it. We're going to hit 7 to 9, hammered on, catching 7 on the 3rd string. And then we're going to hit 9 on the 3rd string, bent up, released, and pulled off back to 7, ending on 9. Alright, so we have this. Let's take it from the full D chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we quickly grab. He doesn't get the full chord because it's so quick. He's only grabbing the, this would be an F power chord, alright? We're just going to be on the 5th string at 8 and 10 on the 4th string. Then we'll add the 3rd string at 10 when we hit it 3 more times. And then slide down, alright? So, let's take the chorus from the notes. Alright, we'll take it from there, the whole thing, so you get this under you. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's kind of one half of the chorus. Now we'll go over the next half. So the next part of the chorus, we'll call it, we're going to be doing double stops, mainly on the 5th and 4th, and then the 3rd and 4th strings. Alright, we're going to start out 3, hammering on to 5 on the 5th and 4th strings. Then we're going to grab the 4th and 3rd string at the 3rd fret. Back to 5 on the 5th and 4th. So we have this. Back to 3 and the 4th and 3rd. And then 5 slid down from the 5th and 4th string. Alright, come back, do it again, but we're not going to slide down. After we hit 5 on the 5th and 4th string double stop, we're going to go into this lick. So what we're going to do is hammer on from the 3rd string to the 5th, hit 3 to 1 on the 5th string, back to 3, and then 3 on the 6th string. Alright, so we have this. And you see me changing finger positions. That's because we're going to go back into that double stops again. Alright, the exact same thing and these exact same notes will lead us into the... Alright, so the second half, we move back to 3. We're going to do the same licks. same thing. All right, so let's go all through the second half of this chorus, just like we did, so you can see how it all fits together. 1, 2, 3, 4. To verse 2. So that's the first chorus, really. That gets you through that. Verse 2 is just like verse 1. So verse 2 is exactly like verse 1. We're doing the octaves with the chuckas between. You'll hear Ace doing while Paul's doing. So anyhow, let's go through the first measure of the verse. Ace. Back into that octave. All right, second time through with the 5-3 on the 4th string. We're just going to do the 3 parts of it. The first one, and then the last 2 the same. We're into the second chorus, exactly like the first chorus. All right, so the second chorus, and it's the very end of it that changes. So I'm going to play it all the way through because we know this, and you'll see where it changes right at the very end. So let's come into the second chorus with our 5-4-3 on the 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see right at the very end where we do our, when we come back to that G note, we're starting the intro, all right? It will go through 1.5 times, so we'll do this, and then start it one more time, and then you'll hear Ace come in with a lick, although Paul keeps going. Alright, so I'm going to do the first measure and a half, and I'll come in with the lick and show you how it continues on. Alright, so we're coming out of the chorus. That part, and I'll get into this because it changes right there. But the lick, again, very simple, but it fits, will be 6 to 3 pulled off, and then pulled off to open twice. On the first string, second string, same thing. Then we'll go 5 pulled off to 3 to open twice on the 3rd string. And then the same thing on the 4th string. And then you're back into... Alright, so you have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get the idea there. So, okay, so coming out of that, the harmony part that I want to talk about, Paul is consistent. He just keeps the 5-3-5s going. All right, Ace's part does this. First measure will sound like this. So what he's doing there, he's going to start out exactly like Paul. The second time through, he's going to pull off 5-3, but then he's going to play a double stop on the 4th and 3rd string. 5 pulled off to 3. All right, then he comes back to that G on the 6th string. Now we're going to move to 7-5. Pulled off and then hitting 7 again. Then we just stay there and hit 5 and then 7-5-7-5. Alright, so we have this. Let me take you through Ace's part of the harmony. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, that's just the first measure of the harmony. The second measure of the harmony, Paul again continues with the 3-5 on 4. All right. The second measure, Ace changes it up, and this will be his answer to each line of the solo when they come back in, because Paul keeps playing the 5-3-5 as Ace is doing his lead. Okay, so that's the rhythm of the lead as far as Paul's concerned. But what Ace answers with will be this. Alright, so what he's doing is hitting that G note, 6th string, 3rd fret, and then he's going to the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, pulling off to 2 and then hitting 3. And then 2 pull-offs. Then you'll hear the first solo. Okay, so the first solo that Ace does on a live tour will be this. Alright, so basically what he's doing is taking the 3rd and 2nd string, kind of a Chuck Berry, but not. He's changing it up. He's going to bend that up and then catch the 3rd fret of the 2nd and 1st string at 3 times the first part of the measure. Alright, so we have... Then we're going to hit it twice on the 3s. And we'll repeat. After that, we're just doing kind of a Chuck Berry. We're bending 5, hitting 3s. And then sliding down. So that last time when we're hitting the 5 to the 3s simply will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And then we just hit it and slide down, okay? And then we're back at the... Then solo 2 comes in. So what he's doing there is taking the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, sliding like up to about 15, and then hitting the open string 3 times. And doing it again 2 more times. And then he, again, because we're kind of stopping at 15, we're going to take off from the 1st string at 15. Alright, so we hit 15 on the 1st string to 18, 15 on the 2nd, and then 18, 18, 17, 15 on the third. Little blues note there. Then we're going to go 17, 16, 15 on the fourth and third string. Slide that to 13. Hit that. 15 on the sixth string, back to 13 on the fifth string, and slid down. Alright, so the second solo slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, back into the rhythm. Again, Paul keeps doing it. Then the third solo. All right, we'll talk about that. This is ending up to of the solo, and then we're into the outros. Final solo, or the third solo, you'll hear it sound like this. To the chorus and out. Alright, so what we're doing is Chuck Berry here, bending the third string at 17, hitting 15 on the second to the first. We'll do that 4 times. Then a little bend on 17. Then we hit 15, hammer onto 17, pull off to 15. Then we move that to 14, hammer onto 15, back to 14. Then 12, 14, 12. Then 10, 12, back to 10. Then 9, 10. Then 7, 9. Then 5, 7. And then we end up with 3, 5, 3. This last break is the, we're not going to do a total of 4 times, we're going to do the last one twice. That takes us into the chorus, which is out. So look at it this way, the out goes with these notes twice. Alright, so we're coming in and we'll go like this. Repeat. One more time, but we're going to change it up. When we hit the 5 on the fourth and third string, we're going to slide into the third string at 7, and then 5 to 2 on the third string. Then we're going to catch 5 on the fourth string, and then reference an A sharp or B flat on the third fret of the fourth and third string. And then I really think he plays this F with, we're covering the, you can just do the fifth and fourth string. But I think he adds the third string at 5 and the fourth string at 9. Alright, so let me take you through the chorus out, and we'll go out of it. that's the song. So I hope that helps everybody. 3 more songs to do to finish Alive. So God bless, enjoy.